At this moment, if you run the app, and this is what you have here. But notice here we added a tab bar controller. I want to see the tab bar right here so that I can switch between those two bars. So because I'm gonna close it, because the tab bar controller will be added onto the view controller, and each tab point to the two separate screen. So we want to attach this controller to the main controller, to the storyboard right here. So this is what we have here so far. So how do you do that? Notice here there's an arrow. So what you do is you drag this one here and you point to the tab view controller to set up the connection. And this moment you can see that the arrow is pointing to the tab view controller. So that's how we can attach the tab bar controller onto the main storyboard view. And after this one here, let's test it again. And notice here I got this one. I see the item 1, item 2 from here. So let me close it here again. Let's try it again. I notice here I made one mistake here. So what you do is you always want to use iPhone 11 as the simulator. This is the simulator we want to use all the time. So let's run it again. No, you don't see a big difference here, but we want you to set it up and look like we're using iPhone 11. So now I have item 1, item 2. I'm going to change this to something that I want to use. I mean the label. So let's quit the simulator. And this time I'm going to click on the item scene from here and from here. So item 1, item 2. Now if you click on item 1, it'll open the property window from here, and since I have 2 items here, I'm going to work on the first item here. So you can always there are 2 ways to change the label here. By default it's called item 1. You can either you type the item name from here, or you can go from here. And notice here in the property window of this item here, under this little blue arrow here, you can see that we can set up the beige, the default look, like those things here. You can pick up colors, the style, and you can also choose a system custom, like a favorite. So that's the text you can add it on, or you can do if you have picture file, you can choose from here, or you can use your picture file. So, and also you can let me go back there. You can set up the position, where to show it, offside or whatever you want to do. And also you can, like I said, you can change the name from here. So at this time I'm gonna say explore, and also you can attach picture from here, and a landscape. Where's the one I chose? Or accessibility. When you work on this here, sometimes you feel there is a little overwhelming. The reason is if you click on different selection here, you see different things from this property window here. See, I have item 1, then view. If you click on the little arrow here, you open the save area. You see different things here for explore and first responder, exit. So make sure you choose the correct one. If you get confused here, you can always get start over here. So here we can see that we have, just click on it to see different things there, and this is the one we're working on so far. So just click on around, get familiar with the tools, get familiar with the menus and the selections there to see what is going on there. So after I chose make the first one select, change it here to explore, I'm going to work on the second item. This is the second item window here. So if I click on the arrow, I can see the item from here. Like I said, if you double click here, you can change the name from here if you double click, or you can go from here to change it. So either way. So this time I'm going to change the second item text or the label to map. After I hit enter, you can see the name is changed, or the text is changed here, map and explore. And now we do next here. So let's look at the explore scene. Under explore scene, we have item 1, first responder as well. And what we do this time is we're not looking at a map scene, we're looking at explore scene. We want to add a navigation controller. So with explore scene selected here, go to editor, and there select embedded in. You have a few options here, saying view without inset, scroll view, stack view, navigation controller, and tab view controller. This time we choose a navigation controller because we want to add a navigation to the top of the screen. So click on this one here, and notice here after you click on this, we have another scene pop-up there, which is connected to the explore view or explore scene right here. And also you can see that at the bottom here we have say relationship root view controller for the explore. And also notice here on the tab bar controller scene, we can see relationship view controller to, if you click on it, you can see that the picture shows you the idea here. See, whenever you see the change here, the blue line highlighted here. So this is the top one. When I click on the second one, we have this line highlighted there. And now if I click on this one here, you can see this line is added here to point to this navigation controller. And at this moment, I just want to see how it looks like, so run it. So I got something like this one here, explore and the map. You can see that. You see the difference is when I click on explore, I can see a line right here. When I click on map, I don't see it here because when I click on explore, I point to the explore view, which point to another view that we added there, navigation controller view. Embedding a view controller in a navigation controller adds that view controller to the navigation controller's view controllers array. The navigation controller then displays the view controller's view on the screen. The navigation controller also displays a navigation bar on top of the screen. If you tap on the map here, you don't see anything. But if I click on navigation explore, I see something right here, because we added a navigation controller onto the scene. And you also notice here we have a navigation bar added in under explore. But the map scene do not have it. It just have a view. We have a navigation bar added to the explore scene. You see it's right here. Let me close the simulator here, and I'm gonna do the same thing for my map scene. So I go back to the map scene here, and then I go to edit, embedded in navigation controller. So now both has the navigation controller added to each scene. And now if I run the project to see what it looks like. So now you can see Explore is the default tab right here. When I click on map, I also see a line here, which is the indicates that the navigation controller added onto each scene. At this moment here, I can tell that by reading the text on the tab bar buttons, I can recognize each one. But it's not convenient. What I want to do is we want to add an icon so that it's more obvious and more easy for us to manage the app. So this time we want to get a button icons. Then in order to do that, we need to add a file containing all the graphics assets required for the project. So let's do this now. So we're going to work on this file, assets. This file is used to hold all of the graphic files for the project, and by default it's empty. So we need to add some files into the assets. So let's do this. I'm going to stop the simulator right here, and then I open folder assets. And first of all, I'm going to delete this asset. Since it's empty, it doesn't have anything here, so we just delete it. When I delete it, it says I'm going to say move to trash. So it's all gone. Now we need to add the sets. We need to copy the sets to our project. So what happened here is I'm going to open my folder, the data folder here, and then there I can see here's a set. If you open this asset folder, there's some subfolders, like including the images and the icons. So we need all these to make up our tab. So what we do is we drag this one to our project. Right, we put it on right here. Now it'll pop up some selections there saying destination. Now we're gonna click on copy, and then you click on create groups, and that's pretty much what we need here. So now click on finish to copy the assets to our project. So after it's copied, well, let's see what's inside here. So we click on this one here. You can see there are subfolders there. We have icons, we have images, we have miscellaneous, we have shortcut icons, we have stars. So this is the assets that you need to have for your project. You need to prepare these picture files, and based on the project you work on, you decide what kind of picture files that you need and prepare it for your folder. For example, if we work on the menus, of course you need to have a lot of pictures for the menus, for dishes. So that's pretty much what we have here. Now we're ready to work on our project, since we have the assets available for this project. And notice here there's another storyboard called a launch screen storyboard. This screen is displayed briefly as the app is starting up. And we'll create a new custom color and add icon from the assets folder to the screen. And we'll talk about how to create a new custom color later on for the screen. So now at this moment we want to manage the launch screen storyboard. This storyboard is created automatically when we create a new project, and it will appear briefly on screen before the UI is displayed. Now first of all, we want to set up the colors, the custom color for the screen. So with this screen selected here, you can see this one is not connected to any other screen. It's just this is the first screen to pop up before our main storyboard screen pop up. So it's the first one. And let's make some change on this. And notice here, this is the view for the launch screen storyboard. So if you click on it here, we also can see the view controller, and we first responder exit. And now under the view controller, we have a view there. And on the window here, on this property window here, we also called the attribute inspector window. Right here, we can see that there's a option. You can do a lot of things here, scale to fill, and you can, if you don't want it to, you can do aspect, fill, feed, whatever. You can test it here to see how it look like. And the default is scale to fill. And then we have semantic, so unspecified, whatever you want to choose here. And we also have a tag and interaction, and alpha by default is 1. You can change to number. And also we have background. The first one, I want to change the background here. You can see there are a lot of background colors we can choose. And if I choose custom, I can pick up my color, the color I prefer. And if you just drag it around, you can see that we have different colors to choose from. Look at that. And let me make it up a little bit here. So you can see that we have different options here to choose from. And you also can choose color from here by using brightness, the scale, or the parenthesis. And also we have the alpha, the color name to choose from. And this is another way, it's called a spectrum to choose from, like this one here. And also the other one is called see, we just have different options here to choose from, like that. So this is the color we can play with. This time I want to change this color. I choose this color here. Under this color we have RGB slider, GMYK slider, and HSB slider. If I choose RGB slider, there I can choose a red, green, yellow to specify. So you have different ways to choose color here, or if you don't have any specific color to choose from, you can just pick up the color like this. So, and also you can adjust the color to be like this right here, the different scale. This just play with this to see which one you like. And you can, after you're done, you can close it. But my color is not applied this time. Let me try again. All right. So if I decide to choose this color here, I can just change the scale. All right, whatever color you want, and then that's it. So I can close it. So I got my color selected. You guys also choose a tint you wanted to. Same thing, you can do a custom. A lot of options here to play with this. It's very interesting. The tool is very overwhelming at the beginning, but once you get used to it, you like it because you have so many things to use. Next, let's click on this plus button on top there, and still we see the controls that we can add on to the storyboard. Meanwhile, there's another button here called a picture. And this time, remember first time when I click on picture and color, we don't see anything here. But now we can see a lot of things here. The pictures, and because we're getting our own assets, so we have options there to show the pictures from assets. All the assets are loaded here under pictures. So we can choose the one we want, and one of the picture we choose is so we type a detail logo. That's the one we want to choose, detail logo. So I'm going to drag this one onto my screen like this. When you drag it here, you can see we have the position to set up. So when you release it, you can see we have the dots there. You can do alignment to compare the distance between left and right, top and bottom here. We also have auto layout later. We can show you later on how to use it. But notice here when I drag it around, you can see I got a middle arrow right here. I can switch. It means this picture is aligned in the middle. And you can, if you go to the bottom here, this is the edge of the screen, and this is the edge of the screen on the right. So this is convenient to show us the alignment layout. So if I drop it in in the middle right here. So suppose that's the position of the middle, and if I'm happy with this one here, I just so, and after I'm still having this focused. You can see the dots there. I can click on the constraint button at right here. This little one here called Add Constraints. So you open this pop-up window called Add New Constraints, and there we wanted to. Oh, not this one here. I'm sorry. This one called Alignment. And then there are two options here called horizontal in container, vertical in container. We can drag it by hands and see how far it is, or the better way to do it is with the tool to do it. So here we can check this box here, and that way it set up the we say want to horizontally set this picture and vertically set this picture so that it's really in the middle of the whole screen or whole scene. And then we'll click on button Add Two Constraints. So when I click on Add Two Constraints here, notice here we have some information added here called constraints. If you click on it, it says that detail logo center Y and detail logo center X. It's set it up for you, and this is really centered, means have the same distance on left, right, top, and bottom. Now I want to see how it looks like, so run it. So I can see at the very moment before I can see the white screen, I do see the launch screen. I do see the launch screen with blue. So it works, and I continue from there. I go back to the main storyboard. And there, let's work on the scene. So first of all, let's work on the explore scene. That's the one I want to work on first. And this time I want to set up the icon. So select the explore from here with the star selected, and then we choose the attribute window from here, attribute inspector window from here. And then when we look at one option here called image right here, so if we click on image here, and we want to choose the one we have from the access window. So the one we have here is there are a lot to choose from. Let me look at it carefully. Well, when I look at the image here, I'm looking for called icon explore on, but it's not in the list. What happened? I think there's a glitch in the program. So what you should do is, if you added assets onto your project and you don't see the picture that you added from the icon, because right here in the assets we have all the icon files. Those pictures should be available from the inspector window image here, but if you don't see it here, what you do is you close the project, reopen it. So after I close and reopen, I see they're right here. So even you can just do a search saying icon explore on. So if you click on this one here, that way we change this picture, add this icon file to the tab right here, and I can do the same thing for the map. So map, I click on map. There I choose icon map on. Right, so after I do this, this icon map bound will be added to right here. So after we get all these done, I just do a test. So run it. Now I can see this one's here, but map is not on for some reason. Maybe that's the picture. Yeah, that's the picture we want to show you. So that's the map here. Look at that. Yeah, so that's pretty much it should be.